cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester.
Guns and Maserati. Ha. I'm giving them hope. You giving them hell. You filling with pride. Do you send them to jail? I'll give them a dream, I said, and you'll never fail. Just don't ever lie and don't ever tell. I'm giving them hope. You giving them hell. You filling with pride. Do you send them to jail? I'll give them a dream, I said, and you'll never fail. Just don't ever lie, and don't ever tell. Put it in your pocket for they come and pocket you, nigga. That's when they sit you on your pocket with a Glock to you, nigga. He ran out of time, ain't make it to the hospital, nigga. His body cold, the stick inside him. He a popsicle, nigga. It always be the ones like guns, you know I got you, my nigga. That fuck around and rock you, and I ain't talking fossils, my nigga. They fuck around and pop you, and I ain't talking sock you, my nigga. I'm talking blood up on the floor, they gotta mop you, my nigga.
Yo, you tuned in to WWJD, What Would Josh Do?
Absolutely.
As promised, because if I didn't deliver, y'all would have talked about me like a dirty dog with two legs, a half an eye, and a half a nose. I had with me my guest co-host, Dr. Kristen Motley. Yes.
Hi.
And for the record, she does not come outside. This is her first time in this station. She does not come outside. She only came out because I'm famous now. And of course, I got my guest, my special guest here, YeasGod, Cav TV. What's up,
man,
baby?
It's an honor to be on your platform, man. What would Josh do? I love it.
Oh, man, thank you, man. Thank you so much. So as y'all know, one thing that I'm big on is education. And one thing I do here on the show is I give a word of the week. So this week's word is inertia. Inertia, a tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged.
That's a good word.
Very great word. So, getting right into it, Dr. Kristen, can you introduce yourself for our viewers here and give us a little bit of your background, because this is an educated black queen right here from Chester that grew up on McDowell Street. So, like, this is major.
Don't give out my address. I'm joking.
All right.
I'm joking. I'm teasing you. Listen, first of all, we go way back. So congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. Josh, you still look exactly the same.
I tried.
I remember Josh. How old were you in like 96, 97?
Oh, man. Probably, 10? Going on 25?
I remember Josh when you were like 9, 10 years old. Yes. He was the nicest little kid. He used to sit on his mom's couch, kicking his legs. They were all excited when I used to come over.
Yes.
Him and Jermaine, they used to offer me drinks. Can we get you something to eat? Can we get you something? I mean, they really took good care of me. Yes, they did.
Viola Lewis raised some good boys.
Hey, Miss Tony. Yeah, she did make some amazing children. So shout out to Miss Tony. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, big shout out to Tone Bone.
So about me, born and raised in Chester. Clearly, I'm from McDowell. And so growing up in Chester was great. I thought, for me, it was normal. I always knew I was going to college. My mom didn't give me any other choice, so I was able to go to Florida A&M. FAMU. Very excited about that. And I graduated with a doctorate in pharmacy. After that, I went on to the University of Georgia to do some more training. Then I taught at Hampton University in their School of Pharmacy for 2 years. And then I moved back up here. Bilal is who I'm married to. We met at Motley, actually, but we didn't date until after college. So I moved back up here, we got married, and so I've been in this area since then. I do a lot of community outreach work, a lot of community education for the last 10, 12 years.
Super dope.
So that brings me a lot of joy. And we were talking about purpose earlier, and I think that is just my purpose. It's just to be out in the community, helping people and educating people about their health, about taking care of themselves. So.
It's nothing like walking in your purpose.
Yeah.
I always tell people, God waking you up in the morning, you're already walking in your blessing.
Definitely.
But until you're doing what you're called to do, what you're supposed to be doing, that's when you're walking in your purpose. So without further ado, Kev, give them. I mean, they know you.
Yeah.
You're everywhere. So, but for our viewers here at WWJD, please just give them a little bit of about yourself and a little bit of your background.
All right, so I'm gonna break it down because I always wanted to say this because I never get a chance.
Yes.
I never get a chance to pop it.
So he said it here on WWJD first.
I never get a chance to pop it, but I want to first thank you for having me on your platform. But I never get a chance to really speak about what I do because I'm just so used to doing. I'm basically like the soldier boy of Chester. First, far as just doing a lot of stuff first. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So if to break it down like that, like I covered so much stuff, and I was the first one to do it for the things I covered as far as this city.
Absolutely. You know I remember reaching out to you. It's like on Facebook. You was like, man, I feel like a star. I'm like, nah, bro, you is.
Yeah. But still being in the city, you still got to be humble and
absolutely,
and still just keep doing what you're doing because people watching you and people watching the different changes. They see the growth, so they waiting for you to be like on some Hollywood shit. They're never see it from you. Yeah, never. Now, maybe if I remove the Florida, like people want me to do, then it'd be a different story. But I still would never front on the city of Chester because this is where the story started, and this is my passion is down here.
Can I just add to that real quick? And I just want to co-sign that because I was doing some COVID outreach work, and I was like, who's a big influencer who can help me get the message out? And I was talking to Bilal about it. He said, reach out to Kev. And I was like, all right, but he probably gonna charge me a whole bunch of money. I don't know how much I can afford to pay him. He was like, Kev was a good dude. He's like, we grew up together. He was just always a good dude. He is still a good dude. So I reached out and I asked Kev, and Kev was like, absolutely. I was like, all right, how much is it gonna be? He was like, I ain't gonna charge you. And I was like, oh snap, he ain't gonna charge me. So he is real.
Listen, I did 800 videos for free before. You know what I'm saying? I never thought in a million years it would turn into what it turned into.
I remember my old director when I worked for the state of Delaware. I came into the office one day and he was like, Josh, why do they call numbers characters? And I was like, I don't know, right? He's like, don't answer me now. Mm-hmm. Tell me at the end of the day and don't cheat. Pretty much saying don't go on Google and stuff. So at the end of the day, I came back down and said, I ain't get it. I was thinking about it all day. He said, they don't change. Wow. Your character doesn't change.
That's deep.
So I've known both of you most of my life, and your character hasn't changed. So
it's not supposed to.
And on this show, we're very big on CMP Radio. Period. We're very big on giving out our flowers.
Definitely.
And we don't always have them physically, but we like to give them out verbally. So this is us giving y'all flowers. Thank y'all so much for the work that y'all do into the community in the community.
Thank you.
But getting back to our word of the day, inertia. Kristen, growing up, what issues do you remember that the community had when you were going through school and college? And does some of those issues still exist?
Just one thing that comes to mind is just the school system. So growing up, being educated in Chester Upland School District, I feel like we were always told, and I didn't feel this because I felt like I had the best teachers. I went to Stetzer, I went to Smetley, and then I went to the academy. And I really felt like our teachers were amazing. I didn't have any teachers that were not great at any grade level. So, but we always performed at the bottom of the state test. And it's a lot of factors that go into that, but that's one thing that comes to mind. And it's so, unfortunate, we talk about inertia, that I feel like we are still there. Like we're still trying to get the school district together, and
Absolutely.
the children, if we can get their lives turned around, then we can turn the city around. And so it's just unfortunate that I don't feel like we've moved as far as we should have moved in terms of public education here.
And I got my first shock of that. So I went to, as you know, I went to private school, and then I went out. I moved with John Austin. I went to Strathaven. I came back to Smetley in the middle of my 8th grade year.
Oh yeah.
It was the first time that I realized as a black man in our community that our education system was completely jacked up.
Right.
Here it is. I'm 5 minutes up the road, and they were doing stuff that I was doing in 6th grade.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that because this is all I had. So that's it's good that you had that perspective.
And shout out to Mr. Thorpe. He was my math teacher, right? He was also a pilot in the Air Force.
Wow.
So he was really dope, right? And I remember being in math class. This is South Strathaven. So imagine being on a bus and you got all these little kids, these 6th and 7th graders with a newspaper checking stocks. Because we had mock stocks in our classroom. They're teaching them financial literacy right up the road. Shout out to the new superintendent. I got a chance to watch the morning report this morning, and I know he had something going on tonight at 7 o'clock where he wanted to be more transparent, right? He wanted to speak on issues. And for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, being an activist in my community, that's a major step forward.
It is.
That's a major step forward. That's a major way to say, hey, community, I'm here. Now, the gift and curse to that is you now are aware of our issues.
Right.
What are you going to do about them?
I mean, that's a gift because you can't solve a problem if you don't know that it's the problem.
Without
you don't
a
know what
doubt,
the
but
problem
it's a
is.
curse if you don't solve those problems. Yep. So you just had our people come out, and you could easily be another one of those politicians because we have all seen them throughout our lives that just lie. And that's cool, right? We get that. Like, if you want to be a politician, but stay away from us. Like, we don't need any more of that. We need genuine people in our community that genuinely care about our kids and genuinely want to see them succeed because they are the future.
Yeah.
So, moving along. Kev, do you have any great photographers that inspired you along your journey?
From this city?
Period, in life, period. Around the world.
I always was a big fan of Devin Walls from Chester. He was, you know what I'm saying, Super Dev. He was like, still is like one of the greatest photographers I ever met and seen. You know what I'm saying? I seen him at I seen him young, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Dev.
Doing the Star Shooters thing, and he was teaching the Star Shooters, and I just seen him around all celebrities all the time. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
You just to do what you're doing, you're around like real mainstream folks. So he's the one that really inspired me to like do the camera thing one time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Let me ask you this.
I was like in 10th grade, and he had you know the at the high what's the center thing? Like
The columns.
What's the center? Well, the thing is, he had an after school program for.
Oh, the center.
You know the center part of Chester High.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but they call it the Bowman Room now. But he had an after school program there, and you know he used to show all his highlights. And I'm like, damn, he's right here in Chester. He's with Brandy. He was with a ton of celebrities doing the camera thing.
Wow.
Like, damn,
That's
I wanna do
dope.
that one day.
That's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying?
Shout out to George. Shout out to Amino Guns. Shout out to Donnie. Donnie, the sports guru, couldn't be in the building today, y'all, because he had a conflict with his work schedule. But he will be going live tonight at 9. I'm going to be stopping through. Shout out to Ashley. What's up, Ash? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and the support. Keep sharing this, y'all, because this is what it's about. You know what I mean? This is dope that we even had platforms. Shout out to Pierre. Shout out to CMP for providing this platform for us, and even
it's much needed.
It's hard, and it's hard work. You know, a lot of times, people don't get to see behind the scenes, and Pierre's in his joint by itself.
And not only that, people don't really get the chance to speak their stories. You know
Without
what I'm
a
saying?
doubt.
Like how you gonna do it? Like, Facebook Live is cool, but to do it like this on a platform like this.
Yes.
In a professional studio.
Yeah.
I'm in a studio with headphones and a
yeah.
microphone. I can hear myself. This
It's
is dope.
It's major.
Yes.
It was much needed, and look how it's making you shine. Like you get a chance to do what you probably always wanted to do,
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So
It's
I
amazing.
always been in. I've always been great at public speaking. I've been doing youth motivational speaking and stuff like that. I've always been great at writing. This was definitely something for me that I tapped into that I just couldn't believe the feel that it gave me. Like, I love this. It's one of the reasons why I'll take a request to come on my show, but most of the time it's me reaching out. Right. Because I want to be strategic about the people that I put on my show. So everybody that I've reached out to, know that you are special, know that I took my time, know that I went through your page, know that I checked you out, know that you are somebody that I wanted to be here and that I chose, because I got a lot of guests coming up and all of them are from the city.
That's awesome.
I got nurses coming on. I got hairdressers coming on. I got our fashion people coming on. And they're all right here from our city. So big shout out to y'all. Y'all know y'all dates. And, you know, you'll see the next week, the people that's coming on next week after every Thursday show I normally post.
You should reach out to the event planners, too, because I would love to hear their stories. Because
please link me up with them, because you said that to me before.
Yeah, because I wanted to do it, but I would love to see them on here to explain their story, because it's a lot that people don't see. They just see the final product of what people do. They don't see the hard work.
Can you shout out some of the event planners for us?
There's too many of them. They know what
It's
Chester, man.
Shout out to our event planners. We know y'all work hard.
Post in 2 minutes.
Because I actually ran into you at a few events. I was doing security, you doing photography. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we running. So that's my little side hustle. I do security on the side. I seen my guy in action. I seen the care.
Right.
Bro, I actually seen how, like, you come in, you chill, right? But when you pull that camera out and start working, you in a whole different world.
I start creating.
You in a whole different world. Yeah. And speaking of lives, shout out to the classic live, bro. You had one of the most, he had the longest live. I've never seen so many people consistently watching a live for almost like 3 hours.
Like almost 2. Yeah, and it's crazy because you lose track of time because you're so engaged, and that's why I like the live now, because you can do like with 4 people. It's and that's just something fun to do.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
awesome.
just be there with my hookah, just chilling. That's we're in a whole conversation. We laughing, we joking, we just having a good time.
That just shows your influence, though, how powerful you are and how much people admire you. That's a big deal.
I think it was more. I think it was more of an entertaining type live. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but you do got to entertain people to keep them engaged.
I'm from an old school. Old head told me a long time ago. He said there's some truth in every joke.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you were 4 different people, you getting 4 different followers from 4 different people coming together.
That's true. That's true.
That's dope. So,
that's cool.
Kristen.
Yeah.
So we all took COVID tests today.
Right.
We are all
Yes,
clear.
we did. That's why I took that mask off.
So if y'all see me coughing, don't look at me crazy.
It ain't
I
COVID.
don't have it. It ain't COVID. So how important is it that we still do that? And is the threat of COVID still high, or has it decreased?
Man, I wish I had my partner in crime, Georgie Mink Jr. here, because he can answer that better than I can. So yeah, shout out to George for all the help in the community, having him hitting the streets and hitting the barbershops and hitting all the places, engaging with people and just encouraging people to just make good health decisions. Absolutely. Make good health decisions. So to answer your question, it's important. COVID's outside. COVID is not playing. COVID is not going anywhere. The best protection is to get the vaccine. It's just nothing more that I can say to that. I didn't want to get vaccinated. It took me months to get the vaccine. But once I read the information, talked to people who I trusted, understood the process, looked at the data, it was just like, okay, it don't make no sense.
Where can the people in the community find that trusted data that you read, that you felt comfortable enough as a doctor yourself to say, all right, I'm ready to take the vaccination?
All the information is on the CDC's website. So you can go there. You can go to Moderna's website. They have information. You can go to Pfizer's website. They have information. So the drug companies publish the information, and the CDC takes it and makes it so that people can understand what it says. So you can go there. You can also tune in to Health Educateds Keeping It 100 every Wednesday at 12:15.
Please do. Kev, you do a lot of parties. Me, myself, I do a lot of events. Just doing security.
Too many.
Is COVID something that's still in the front of your mind, or has the decrease in us talking about it? Has it kind of, because I know for me, it kind of, I don't think about it all the time as much.
I'm gonna be honest, because I remember I got flocked for it. Remember when COVID like first happened and outside kind of halfway opened up, but they were still sneaking, having parties and events, and people called me up, I should know better and all that, but it's like, you know what it is? I believe in the black community, you don't believe shit until it happened to you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it was. I didn't care at the time. But it's always, what I mean? Because you're going to say, the thing is, a lot of people still going to do what they want to do no matter what. No matter what type of threat it is. Absolutely. People still going to be packing. And
it's our history.
Our black folks,
it's our history.
You know what I'm saying? But it definitely...
And not just us,
it definitely played a part.
Everybody.
Yeah, it definitely played a part. But at that time, when you're hired to do something, you're just doing what you usually do.
Without a doubt.
You're not thinking about COVID and the risk you take unless you actually had it. You know what I'm saying?
I know you big on faith, and I know, as we all are, and that's my thing. Like, it was meant for me is meant for me.
Yeah.
However, it is still super duper very important for us to take those precautions.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the message that I want relayed to our community is to listen up. Like, this is serious. This is somebody from our community. This is somebody that we know. This is somebody that I personally trust. And I took my first shot of the vaccination, and I was like, nah, I'm cool, because I felt like they didn't give me enough information. But now that you're telling me this, and I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theory, so I don't even always trust the CDC.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a whole nother.
I'm fascinated.
That's fair.
That's a whole nother subject, and because I just believe there's always going to be stuff that's going to happen in that level of government that we will never be privy to down here.
It's true. It's true.
And so I'm still a little skeptical. However, I do believe in getting tested, because I have been sick before. I had it before. I was that, man, I died 3 times and came back. I couldn't believe what it did to my body. So speaking from experience, it is super duper serious.
Yeah, so now you know because you felt the effects of it.
I felt the effects of it. So I do get tested regularly. I work with children and stuff, so I'm very cautious and conscious about that because I never want one of my kids to get something back to their household. And
exactly.
They might be staying with grandma, grandpop. And
it's good that you're thinking about that because that's what it's about. A lot of people think it's about themselves. Like, I'm not getting vaccinated because I don't need it because I'm good, because I'm healthy, whatever. It's not about you. It's about the people that you're around, the children that you're around, the adults that you're around, people that don't have the same, they can't be protected in the same way. Right. So you get protected to protect you, and you get protected to protect the people that's around you. And we all have this really selfish mentality. We got to stop. We got to start looking out for each other and doing things to help everybody, not just ourselves. So
thanks to Dr. Kristen, I have some home kits right here.
Yes.
How many was in the box?
It's 8 in that box.
It's 8 in the box. I'm definitely taking 2. So if you need one, just reach out to me. I got them on deck for now. And if need be, I will reach out to you.
Yeah, let me know. I have more. Absolutely. And we always have them at our events too. And you said you got 1 shot. So what's up with the other shot? Oh, you thought I was gonna let that go?
Well, I just seen a video of Bi and son arguing over cocaine on the scale.
What they got to do with anything?
I'm just losing faith in the government.
What they got to do with you getting your second COVID shot? It's not connected.
Did y'all see that video though?
I didn't see it. No.
Did you see it? Oh man, I got the video.
I am fascinated though.
I know you are, because I asked you before I even had you post anything, because I got to make sure people that's posting stuff about the vaccine have been vaccinated. So thank you for letting the people know. Kev got 2 doses of the vaccine. He's fully protected.
Yeah, that's why.
Shout out to Kev.
And he's still being great. He's not losing. He's
Shout
winning.
out to Kev. Kev. Now after my first shot though, I did like those next 2 days, I was sluggish.
It could happen.
It was just like my arm felt crazy.
That's how mine was. Like my arm hurt.
Yeah, I felt like they just put something in me.
So Josh, when you getting your second dose? I'm just asking the question. I'm not pressuring you. I just want to know.
I'm just asking.
As soon as you send me some more information.
All right, we can talk.
So Kev.
Yes, sir.
Being an entrepreneur, we know that this thing can be crazy.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time that you felt like giving up? And if so, what was it that kept you going?
I wanted to give up because, like I said, after doing it so much and doing so many videos, I was like, well, what's the real point? Because I'm just repeating the same shit every year. You know, what kept me going is because the audience, the people that was actually watching, like the views and shit I was getting on YouTube and stuff, I'm like, yo, what is this that I have that everybody be tuning into? Like, what is this gift? And I still didn't know what it was.
It's your energy, bro.
I still didn't know what this gift was until later on when people start hitting me up, yo, I want to pay you to do this. I'm like, what? You want to pay me to just take pictures and video, like, of the stuff I've been doing, the stuff you've been watching?
So this was just a natural gift that you just been displaying.
This was not. I don't know what it was. It was a joke. It started off as a joke.
Wow.
6'5", walking around with a little ass camera. I ain't know what I was talking about. I just wanted to be
What was
on
your
Facebook
first
at the
camera?
time. It was some little flip.
Tashi.
I didn't know what was going on. I was just creating. I'm like, man, meet me up Chester Park. Let's do it. Whoever rap, I don't know y'all. I heard that Chester got rappers. That's when it really started going crazy. The street buzz. Like that's when the YouTube stuff went crazy because at that time YouTube and social media wasn't where it is now. And the local folks was getting 200,000 hits. I'm like, what the hell is
Big
going
shout
on?
out to you, bro,
That
because
was crazy.
That's dope.
Yo,
I'm
people
like,
don't understand how hard
That's
that
crazy.
was back then. Bro.
yeah, it was
Like
deep.
now, it's easy. Like the platform is it's right here.
And that's why I explained before. So what I was doing back then is what people doing now. So it's easier for me. So it's easier for me now because I've been doing it 10 years ago. So now it's
Do it in your
it's
sleep.
super easy. Yeah,
Yeah, do it in your
it's,
sleep.
it's second nature.
That's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? It's
You put your
it's
time and you put them hours in.
Yeah.
You good.
That's the most important thing. You gotta put them hours in. You gotta put that work in.
Yeah, but to answer your question, it was the people that was like still watching and asking me what's the next project, what you doing. Then when it turned into like I started getting paid for it, it's like wow, I really can do something with this. Then it got worse, it got crazier, now it's like I'm super busy, all year round, 15 to 20 events a month. You know what I'm saying?
I know that you're real big
That's
on
awesome.
fitness.
Deep, man.
You work out. How big is fitness in your life, and is your fitness a part of your self-care, or what do you do for self-care?
It's just it's a self-care. It's a form of peace of mind. You just you want to feel good. You want to look good.
Absolutely.
That's always been that. I was an athlete, so that's always been a part of my life.
That's dope. Dr. Kristen, how because you said that you went to school for pharmacy, and we're in a day and age where pills is the new crack,
Yeah,
right? That's just us being honest.
true.
That's
That's true.
the day and age we're living in. And it's funny, we always talk about our elders and the old heads. Oh, he was this, he was a junkie. Like, nah, the pills, that's the new modern day thing.
Yeah.
So, being a pharmacist, how have you seen that pandemic affect us as a community? And what are some of the things that we can do to educate ourselves to better educate our children about these things? Because it's in every rap song, every drill music, every somebody talking about taking Adderall, staying up all night, popping purse and all this stuff. It's everywhere, and they're making it cool. But
Yeah.
we know that it's not. Can you give us some of the symptoms of those things, and what have you seen? What are some of the things that we could do to better deter our children from trying those things?
I think, and it's hard. It's harder now because they have access to the internet. They have access to real information, fake news. They have access to so much, and they're communicating with each other in ways. We had to be in the house on the phone to communicate with our friends who weren't with us, but they have devices. They're always talking and sharing information, and it's just it's hard. But I think the best thing, this is what we're trying to do in our house, is talking to Bria about the internet. We're prepping her. You're going to have friends that are going to say, try this. Like, we're always practicing with her all the time. Here, Bria, try this drink. Try this. Smoke this. How are you going to respond to that? And just helping her get practice responding, because your friends are going to ask you to do this. They're all going to be doing it. What are you going to do? We're constantly drilling her because we want her to be ready to say, I'm good. I'm going to holler at y'all later.
Always tell the kids, pick your friends as if you're picking futures.
Right.
Right? That's important. And it's important that y'all go through those mock questions like that because it's an interview. You're interviewing your friends. Yeah. We gotta stop using that word so loosely. Yo, that's my friend. Nah, fuck that. What qualities do you have that allows you to be my friend? Right. Because if I'm coming into this with no agendas and I don't got no bullshit attached with me in our friendship, I need that reciprocated. People got so many hidden agendas and all that goofy stuff, and it's like this is an interview, so that's smart that y'all have that. And
we were doing that since she was like 9.
That's dope.
8, 9, like just practicing. Bria, how are you going to respond so that she can learn how to formulate the words and the phrases that she needs to use to respond to her friends, and just be cool with walking away.
That's dope.
Like, just build up her confidence. It's cool to just be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to holler at y'all later.
Without a doubt.
And just keep it moving. So that's what we do. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to figure out.
Now, for all the young men and women out there, it is super dope and cool to be you.
Definitely.
You don't got to do nothing to fit in. If somebody's trying to make you fit in, if you got a friend that's peer pressuring you, because 9 out of 10, they know what they're doing is wrong. So if you already know what you're doing is wrong and you want me to do wrong with you, because a real friend going to hide it from you. I don't want my homie to know I'm smoking because I don't want him to think it's cool.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm smoking because of my own personal reasons. So I don't want my homies to think that this is cool. True. So if you got somebody that's peer pressuring you and telling you to try this and all that goofy stuff, that's not your homie. That's not your friend. That's not your girlfriend. And like I said, we don't friend now these days. They got that word jacked all the way up. So, Kev, what are some of your plans? I know you super duper busy, man. What are some of you got any major events coming up?
Major?
Anything that you want to promote? Any major events that you want to put out?
I mean, and to me, humbly, it's just another weekend to me. You know, the stuff I do, I see it every weekend. So it's not, I can't say if it's major or not. Like, the only thing that's like really major to me is weddings. I think weddings are special, you know, because that's the most memorable moments that you want to capture. And when someone hire you for a wedding, that means, you know, it's a special day.
That's very special.
It's big. You know,
and it's saying that, like, yo, out of all the photographers that I could have, like, I want you here. I want you in my space, and I want you to witness it.
Yeah.
I'm also trusting you to capture these moments that's once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime,
It's a big deal.
You have to
we
really
got some that have been
really
married 2-3 times, and you know, they gonna keep capturing the moments.
Sometimes it takes 2 or 3.
Have you ever been to a wedding where you, like, somebody was getting remarried to somebody else and you photographed the first wedding?
I never, not twice. No, I would never do that.
No?
Nah, because I would take this religiously, but I don't want to get into that.
No,
because when you go religion, it's not gonna stop. If I was to say what I want to say, I might get, you know.
No, this
I don't believe in remarry. You know what I'm saying? You know, I believe what the Bible says. I don't believe in married and remarried.
And that's dope.
And
I want this is what we
because it would keep going. because I would have to denounce my mom and everything.
Without a doubt.
It's so.
Without a doubt.
But I just say, but the point.
I
want
us to talk about that because that's deep.
It's deep.
Right?
It's Bible. It's real.
Without a doubt.
But then if I say Bible, it's a lot of stuff in the Bible that we still do. So I don't want to talk religion. It keeps going.
Yeah.
But I'm just not. But I would never cover somebody's first wedding and do a second one. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
You know, it's good to have values and to hold on to those values. That's important.
Me,
I'm gonna go back to character.
I'm a firm believer in if it's not working, it's not working. Right. One thing that my son taught me. So I lost my 14-year-old son to suicide. One thing that he taught me that's very important, right, is time.
Right.
We do not control that shit.
Sure.
I'm no longer in the position to waste my time with you.
Right.
I've been in the toxic relationship. I didn't wasted time. I've been in situations where I then wasted time. So when you realize how precious time is and how much we do not control it,
Definitely.
you get more protective of it. Yeah. It's like, do you deserve to be in my space? Do you deserve my time? Because I don't have a lot of it. I don't know if tomorrow is my time.
Yeah, sure.
So how valuable is me spending this time with you today?
Right.
Is it going to benefit me? Is it in any way? Sometimes, and that benefit doesn't have to be nothing tangible. Right. It could be words of advice, words of encouragement. Was my time spent with you impactful? Right. If it wasn't, then I just wasted my time.
You know what I do? I date myself. I take myself out to eat all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a form of peace of mind. And you can gather your thoughts. You can think about things. You can just stay to yourself and just plan stuff. You know what I mean?
I like that.
I always went to my son was a beach bum, so I always went down to the beach. I go down to Ocean City, Maryland by myself all the time, right?
Really?
Yep, like twice a week. I try to.
That's awesome.
Wow.
During the summer months. However, right, I never really dated myself until like last month. And when I say it was freaking amazing.
Right, George?
Like, it was so amazing to just love me and all of me without attaching me to anything else.
That's important.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people are trying to find happiness in something else and are not happy themselves. They will never be happy. You will never be happy. You have to be happy by yourself first.
Absolutely.
Then you can help make someone else happy. And then that other person can enlighten your happiness. But you got to be happy from within first.
Happy with yourself,
so
it's a lot of miserable people out here that fall for the internet to pretend like they're happy.
And then trying to find somebody.
When they log off, they some miserable ass.
I always say this, right? It's we all wear a mask.
Definitely.
Right? The way I broke it down was some people wear a mask of deception and some people wear a mask of protection. The mask that I put on every morning, it's a mask of protection. I can't go into a classroom and give kids my pain.
Right.
It's not fair. And I got a lot of it.
Right.
I got 10 and a half years of incarceration, of pain. I got a son passing away from suicide, of pain. I got street damage, pain. I got all that. So I have to put that mask on for them. Right. I have to put that mask on for my daughters. I have to put that mask on for my son. But it's a mask of protection. I have to put that mask on for the people that we counsel, because everybody go through shit.
Yeah.
So at some point, we're all wearing a mask.
It's true.
You can't get around it. Totally. But what type of mask are you wearing? Right. Are you wearing a mask of deception? Are you coming out here, you just on some nut shit, you fraud and you cornball and you in the way? That's different. But when you see somebody out there and you like, damn, how is he even smiling? How's she moving today? How did she get here? Like, that's the mask I wear. Like, that's the mask I want to continue to wear.
But that's a good mask, though.
Absolutely.
That's a good mask. That's a damn great mask to wear.
Absolutely. Kev, how, if it was anything that you could say to our youth that's, especially our new graduates, anybody that's thinking about, starting their own business, freelance photography, what are some of the things that, what is some of the advice that you would give them?
My advice will be, don't get into something that you're not passionate about doing. Because if you're not passionate about it, you're going to get into it for a month or two and you're going to give up because you're going to feel like you ain't got the support you want or deserve. You know what I'm saying? It takes passion, it takes love to keep doing what you're doing. I know P personally wanted to give up a long time ago. I wanted to give up a long time ago, but my passion and my love for what I created and what I was doing, it drives me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way you can win out here. So any entrepreneurs, any new entrepreneurs, anybody that's just trying to get into it because this new Instagram life, be passionate about what you do. Because if you're just doing it for views and likes and thinking you're just going to get a quick money, it's just going to be a hustle and you're going to give up because it doesn't work that way. You have to be passionate about what you do. Like, it took me a long time to get to the booked and busy stuff because, like I told you, I did over 600, 800 videos for free. I was passionate about it. I had fun doing this shit. I love it. I love editing. You know how it's a pain in the ass to some people. That's why I can do it in the same day. I love going home and putting that shit together. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I know the family's about to watch it. They're going, and now in today's world, they can go home and put it on the big TV, YouTube, YeasGod TV.
Yeah.
Versus me back in the day, I had to tag 1 million people and share it 1 million times.
It was funny.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can watch it on TV.
Last week after my show.
On the app. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's lit. I love it.
Last week after my show, my bro called me. He was like, "Yo, I was watching you on the big screen. I had it on the TV."
Yeah, that's major. That's my favorite. Yeah,
that's dope to hear. Get a call from my mom.
Yeah,
my
real
mom
talk.
Like, Josh, you had a good show, and it's like
it's major. You can sit here and watch a whole stream on YouTube. Like this, that's lit.
Yeah, or to be able to see the kids like, "No, I'm on TV." Like,
so when I did when I did Carly wedding a week ago, the best wedding I ever did. Yeah, it turned into a nightclub. Major. Wow. So the next day when I aired it, so looking at people's stories, they had families with popcorn like it was a premiere, watching it on the YouTube, and they was, I'm like, wow, that's major.
That is.
Like they called the family, yo, it's out there, it's out here.
Wow.
Shit was dope.
That is.
How did that make you feel,
it
bro?
Felt like, wow. I started to watch it again, like, wow, this is deep. Like also a whole family in here watching the wedding video because their sister and their family was in it. And they watching it on a big screen like it's a Netflix movie.
I get that feeling.
So that's a passion and like, nigga, you think I'm gonna stop? I love that.
I get that feeling every week when I see my guests come in.
Yeah, that's lit.
Like when I seen Kristen come in, when I seen you come in, I'm like,
yeah,
that's that feel. You
know? Yeah, like it's coming together.
Yes,
it's coming together.
Yeah, it's dope.
I want to add to that. Like, it's a couple of points I need to make.
Yes.
So, number one, I want to add to what Kev said about that passion.
Yeah.
Because passion will let you do something and know that you're not getting paid for it yet. And know that you're going to have to wait on it. And it won't matter. You'll get up 4 o'clock in the morning and be working, and it's all good. That's what passion will do. But I would also add to tell young people to find a good mentor, find a few mentors. Yeah. And have someone there who can help you avoid making mistakes. Mm-hmm. I've made a lot of mistakes in my business along the way. I know we all have. And there's a lot of people who've been where we have been who can help you avoid those mistakes. It's just hard to find good mentors. But the thing is,
I want to piggyback off that. I think mistakes are great because without mistakes, you can't.
That's true.
You can't master what you're doing.
That's
you know how
true.
many mistakes I made in editing and picture lighting and everything? So when people tell me, damn, that's trash, or you need to fix this, it made me better. It made me sharpen up my skills more.
You're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You're going to have a mentor and still make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be able to avoid every pitfall by having a mentor, but it'll just help your trajectory along a little quicker than doing it all, trying to figure it all out by yourself. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself.
Being a mentor myself and having a mentor, I would recommend, don't pick a mentor that doesn't have a mentor. That doesn't make sense.
That's a good point.
I don't want help from nobody who believes that their cup is full. Mm-hmm. I believe it was Machiavelli that said it. Don't quote me on this. But it's a quote that says, "The smartest man in the room is the one who knows he knows nothing."
Mm-hmm. Right. I've heard that.
I agree with that too.
I don't know everything. I'm an open vessel. I'm constantly willing to learn. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly willing to grow. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly willing to do better and get better because you just can't stop.
No, you can't.
You can't stop. The moment that it was a quote that I read one time. It says, everything grows in the valley. Mm-hmm. Nothing grows at the peak.
Right.
Sure.
You reach there, then you stop growing. Yeah. I don't want to stop growing. I'm good in my valley. Mm-hmm. I want to smell my roses. I want to pick them up. I want to go through everything that I got. I need to go through that God has ordained for me to go through to get me to where I'm going. Right. I don't know any prophet or messenger in any religious book that hasn't been through the worst. Like, if you ever look at like the Moses, the dog,
it's gonna be challenges.
My favorite story is Job. That's my favorite. Job
these people and these were the chosen people. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These people went through turmoil. When you read about their life, you're like, God,
and we think we're going through something.
Like, and you chosen. So when I think about my life and everything that I've been through, because I get that question all the time, like, Josh, like, bro, like, how? And I don't know. It's God. Like, I can't answer that question. I can't pinpoint to you how I'm doing it.
Right.
I know it's God. It ain't. I know it is.
I mean, I just can't even. I still can't believe that you spent a night in jail. I just can't believe you spent a night. You were, and it just shows you how crazy the system is, because you were just a great, smart, kind, great little boy. And the fact that you even spent a night in prison, it just blows my mind. Because the way that you are now, just great, jovial, you still got the same face. Like, that is how you were when you were a boy.
Works out there.
So it's just, it just blows my mind. It just shows you how messed up the system is, and
And, I'm gonna just be completely honest. I was spoiled. So this, for me, right? The system didn't completely mess up. Not
like,
because
just the environment.
I did what I did, but the environment, the community at that time, like I said, we were just programmed differently. The stuff that our old heads back then was what jail was a rite of passage.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, you out here going to jail. That's a rite of passage. Like, all right, you did your time.
It's just a part of what you're supposed to do. But it's not. Like, that's not normal. That's not normal.
It is not. To go into a bathroom. I was at the G's mentoring G's. Shout out to Corey Long. I'll be seeing you on Saturday, brother. I was there and I was speaking, and I remember standing up, and one of the kids what was it like? And I said, imagine spending a week in your bathroom.
Right.
Like, just go in your bathroom door, lock that door. You can't go out unless somebody open the door for you. You can't eat unless somebody lets you out to go eat. That's what it's like. And then I demonstrated for him, and I stretched my hands out. I said, this is how big your cell is. And that's with a toilet, a sink, and 2 bunk beds. And a bunk bed set.
Wow.
And a table. So for those of you who are out there who are thinking that shit that y'all see on TikTok of people cooking and all that stuff, what you don't see is half them dudes, not even half, 90% of them dudes ain't getting no JPs. They ain't got no money on their books. They're not going to commissary. They in that joint. It's nutty. It's super duper nutty. And it's real nutty that I hate when I see that stuff promoted on social media.
They make it look
like,
cool.
it's not fucking cool.
Yeah,
they got our black kids advertising jail. Like, that is the weirdest thing to me. If we allow that to just happen and don't realize how messed up the system is.
I didn't even realize that was on TikTok. That's crazy.
If I go on Facebook right now and cuss you out, I will be in Facebook jail. They will delete my account. They will. You can't post. But here it is. You are allowing these kids, our black children, to advertise it for other black children to think this shit is cool.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, oh yeah, you ain't missing nothing here. You still got your phone. You can still cook. No, you cannot. Because I don't know what jail they be at, honestly. That down south shit, maybe that's something different. But I know up here, you not cooking nothing on those steps.
Right.
You ain't cooking, it's different. So for the young men and women that's out there that's listening that think that shit cool, it is not. I did 10 and a half years there. I will tell you firsthand that the worst thing is losing a family member. You can't go to the funeral. I lost my brother. I lost Jay.
I remember that.
I was locked up.
Man.
One of my best friends, my brother, he passed away when he was 23. I'm 35 now.
JR.
You know what I mean? My brother getting locked up and sentenced to life at the time. I was locked up. One of my favorite uncles passing away. I was locked up. So people don't talk about that side of it. People don't talk about when we call it facing that wall at night.
Right.
When it's just you, and I don't care what bunk you on the top or the bottom, and it's just you, and you gotta face you gotta deal with you and all of you. People don't talk about that. They don't talk about them tears. They don't talk about the heartbreaks. They don't talk about the visits that you're not getting because you 6-7 hours away. Yeah. And the people that's closer, you seeing them go out on this visit, and then you calling home and people, I was just thinking about you. I can't tell.
Right.
They don't tell you about that side of it. That shit is fucked up. They don't tell you that them COs will whoop your ass. They don't tell you that they talk to you like you still a slave, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it. I don't care how tough you is, how much you rebel. You could beat the CO up. It's going to be 10 COs that's going to come and damn near kill you, take you to the hole with no medical attention, nothing. You're going to heal on your own, and nobody's going to know what happened to you. So before y'all start looking at these TikTok videos that be having 1.5 million views.
That's crazy. That's
know that
crazy.
They tricking y'all. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I said it before. Kim Jong-un father, before he passed away, said, America has the greatest weapon of mass destruction. And when they asked him what that was, he said, the media. They can make you believe whatever they want.
Definitely.
And
they could ruin one of our lives right now by just post. They could go on there right now on CNN and say Joshua Shockley won it. Boom, 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 boom. All these heinous crimes, and it'd be sad because it'd be people that know you that'd be saying like, "Damn, I didn't even know that shit. Like that's crazy and that fast." Yeah. And who gonna tell you different? Because CNN said it.
That's scary. So another conversation that we have with our daughter is don't believe anything on the internet. Don't believe anything on the internet.
Come ask us.
And that just really showed itself when COVID came and all this bad information was being spread. Like the bad information was being spread so fast you didn't know what was real and what wasn't real.
And at that time we had a whole president to blame a lot for that.
That was
like
a mess.
We had
it was a whole
leaders,
mess.
like people in actual leadership
exactly.
to blame too about the delivery process, how it was told to us.
Yeah. He messed that up. But the point I was gonna make is tell your kids don't believe anything on the internet. Talk to me. Come ask me. Come ask your dad. Don't believe anything on the internet because anybody can put anything on the internet. Definitely. And so when you're looking at these TikTok, I mean, I just can't believe what you are saying. I feel bad for young people because they're going to eat that right up.
Absolutely.
They're going to eat that right up. And if they can't discern real from bad, from the fake or good from bad, I just can't believe. Unbelievable.
So, just winding down, getting ready to end the show. Kristen, what is one message that you would like to deliver? It's gonna be a 2-part question for both of y'all. One, what would you say to the 20-year-old you now? And what is some of the advice that you would give to the young ladies that's in the community that might be thinking about going to college and pursuing pharmacy? What are some of the things that you would say to encourage them?
To my younger self, I wouldn't change anything. I think just like Kev said, your experiences are your experiences. You need to make mistakes. You need to make bad decisions because you grow from them. So I don't have any regrets in any decision that I've ever made.
That's dope.
In terms of encouraging young ladies now, don't believe anything on the internet. I want to give some dating advice, if you don't mind. I just want to kind of go back to the conversation we talked about.
Dr. Kristen, the love doctor.
Call me the love doctor. Nah,
Yes.
I just want
I need
to.
some advice. Go ahead.
I mean, so it's more like relationship advice kind of thing. Just kind of going back to what you said about if it's not for you, just move on. I just want to let people know that being in a relationship is hard, and being in a marriage is even harder. Because like Kev said, like you got one time. You got one time to do it. And so when you make that commitment to that person, things are going to get hard. In the beginning, you are going to be like, I was like, what can me and Bilal argue about? Like, he's silly and he's fun and I'm cool. What we going to be arguing about? We never really argued, but we had hard times in the marriage where we was like, okay, this is not working out. We just don't need to be married no more.
So it really get that way.
It does, and it comes out of nowhere. It is like
push through. What did you do? What did y'all do to push through?
So we went to counseling. Yeah, we had never been to counseling, so we did premarital counseling with my pastor, Pastor Lavina J. Smith of New Mount Olive Baptist Church. Yeah. So we did premarital counseling, which was good getting started. But I would say about 6 or 7 years in. We've been married for 13 years next month. So 6 or 7 years in, it just got real like rough. Like, this is not gonna work out. And we just had to. I prayed, and I was like, okay, he may not have been the one for me. And if that's what it is, God, Then that's just what it is. But we went to counseling and we improved our communication. Communication is the thing.
Ah, damn.
The communication is the thing.
It's the love doctor.
I'm the love.
It's the
Tune
love
into the
doctor.
Love Doctor every Wednesday at 12:45 after keeping it 100. No, but it's the communication. That's is nothing more important because topics that come out in counseling that didn't come out at home because you just don't even know to talk about it until somebody says something and you're like, oh, I never thought about that before. So I went to therapy and I ended up having to go to my own individual therapist. He was like, you need your own therapy because you got some stuff going on with you. And I was like, oh, snap, something wrong with me? I thought it was Bilal that was the problem. So I ended up going to individual therapy. So it was the therapy. But the point was, it is going to get hard. You won't see it. It won't you can't come up with what's going to be the challenge. It is going to get hard. You have to stick with it. You have to push through it. You just don't.
And marriage is definitely like my goal. Like it's definitely one of my goals. I've never been married before. I want to be married. I want that. I'm also very conscious of human beings. I'm very conscious of what's happening, the narrative that's just being painted in this day and age. We don't live in that same time. And it's dope because you come from that era. You caught a piece.
Are you calling me old?
No. But you caught a piece of that. So even us, like we caught a piece of an era that doesn't exist anymore. Right. Today, it is
I can't
so
imagine.
hard.
I can't imagine.
It is so hard.
So in today's world, relationships, you're more likely to cheat now because it gets so much more attention.
And you're not just dating
what
a
does that
person
mean?
no
I
more.
don't know what you mean.
I'm dating you in a Facebook.
All right, so yeah.
I'm dating you
You
in
gotta just- you gotta
Instagram.
cut
So for example, I'm gonna say this. So let's say when I was in a relationship.
Oh, shit.
Relax. When I was in a relationship, and I used to post social media in the world. You know, everybody loves a love story. That's why weddings and surprise engagements get. Remember, I went viral. Y'all probably don't know. I went viral for doing a surprise engagement because everybody loves a black love story. Black love is beautiful, good. But in this new day and world with social media, is where he's saying that you come from the authentic world of real life versus this
That's
new
true.
shit.
That's true.
So now when you post, it's like you're more of a target. Them DMs go crazy, and people will try you just because of how good.
I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
But is
So
it possible for you to be in a relationship and not post about it?
Yeah.
And you not post about it.
But okay.
And
this
nobody
is good. How much time we got?
No, come on.
Oh, this is good.
I'm gonna pay for overtime. I'll pay for overtime.
This is good.
That's one of my
Hold on, I
things.
want to talk about this. This is the type of shit I've been talking about on live. Like
Bro,
this is what I want to talk about. This is deep.
And that's one of my things, right? I give
got
myself to the community.
this is
I
good.
give myself freely to the community. I give myself freely to this platform. When I go into my new relationship, I don't want social media to have nothing to do with it.
So now I'm gonna piggyback off of it. Now I'm a fan of you don't got to hire her, but you don't have to overdo it all the time. Like it's cute if y'all out date night, it's cute,
Right.
But you don't gotta do it every fucking day.
But can you not do it at all?
Yeah,
because
but-
if you
but-
say
but-
once you make a post about a girl and then everybody coming at you now,
But guess what? It's the females that
want it.
want the guys to do
They
it.
want it.
then
They
you
want that.
then,
want
then
it.
maybe you don't need to be with somebody
They
that want that much
And
attention.
that's why it goes to say that you come from a more authentic situation versus now. You just made
There
that
has
point.
to be somebody that don't want that much attention. Do
shit.
everybody
It's
want that much
different.
attention?
It's different today. That's what I'm saying. That's what he meant by what he
Yeah,
said to
it's
you.
like I
You
got.
come from a more authentic world versus.
I guess I am old. 'Cause
No, it's not that.
it's not that.
Life was real.
Yeah.
But one thing you said, right?
It's
We
watered
had
down
to
now.
communicate.
It's
Like,
different now. It's
we
so
were on the
different.
phone all
That's what
night
I'm
and all that.
Yeah, we was.
The old love story does not exist.
Yeah.
It can.
Like you can't even.
It can, but
can.
no, I'm not saying that it can't.
I'ma make a
I'm
point
just
about this
saying we have to educate ourselves, right? One, like she said, they went to therapy.
Right.
Again, mental health therapy is something that's not talked about in our community in a form that is okay.
Go ahead.
And I always say, like, for people to look at therapy like this or counseling, like, when you have to be most parents will understand, right? You could tell your kids, you could talk to them till they blue in the face. They'll go right outside, listen to somebody else that you've been and you've been telling them the same thing, and you like, what?
Yeah.
I've been telling you that.
Sometimes
sometimes it's like, Mom, I'm with you every day and I'm tired of you and I don't want to listen to you, but I'll listen to Uncle such and such. I'll listen to Auntie such and such. Therapy, that mediator, that's what that's there for. Sometimes we need that mediation. Sometimes we need people to say, nah, Josh, that's a fucked up way of thinking. And I get why you thought that way, but this is wrong and this is why. Because now this is somebody that's not attached to us.
Yeah.
This is somebody that's hearing our issues, raw and uncut, and able to say, nope, that's not right. And they're not biased.
The great thing about therapists is that they don't tell you that you're right or wrong. Right. They make you tell you that you're right or wrong. Right.
Yeah.
You're going to come to your own realization. It's not them. But you got to find a good therapist. And when you're black, I think you need a black therapist. I've had a non-black therapist. Okay.
And the one that I stuck with was a white female.
Well, you or find someone that works for you. Find someone that works for you. I went to someone that was white, and I felt like I was explaining the culture too much. Like I was explaining why we do things the way we did. And I was like, I'm spending too much time with the background.
Right,
like I need you to get to
the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, and so I just had to stick with my folks. But if you find somebody that works for you, that is the most important thing. That's the most important.
And I say, shopper, like literally, like don't be afraid to go get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Go see another therapist.
Try out a few.
Yeah, try out a few until you find the one that fits, because it is very important. I'm super duper big on that. Mental health.
To the mic, Josh.
I'm super duper big on that. They know I talk about mental health. I have I post mental health suggestions all the time. It's like, because we really don't talk about it. Right. Like it's sad. It's sad that like we're suffering in silence almost. Like as a whole community, because nobody's talking about getting help.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think more people are talking about it now than ever. So we just got to keep that conversation moving.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
What would you say to your younger self?
Well, you said like 20.
Yep, and what is some of the advice that you would give to some of the young men or young women that's thinking about getting into photography?
Okay, to my younger self, I definitely would have focused on college more instead of giving up so fast. You know, I should have fought through that and really, because, you know, I went to two different junior colleges, Kansas, and I was out LA, and all I cared about was just playing basketball, not, you know, and knowing that education comes first before that. So without the grades, you couldn't get on the court. So I would say that to myself. I should have took school more serious. And to the younger youth, females and males that want to get into photography, like I said, have a passion for it before you go full blown in it. You want to love and create what you want to do. Love it. Have a passion for it. Just do it. Like show up and just start taking pictures and stuff. Like just do it. Don't get into it for the quick money, because, like I said, if you're just looking at it for a hustle, you ain't gonna like what you're doing. You're just gonna be like, damn, I didn't make some money real quick. And it don't work that way.
One thing that I would say is don't be afraid to be yourself. Like be okay with being different.
Definitely.
One of the things, like I always knew that I was educated. I knew that I was smarter than a lot of the people around me.
You were brilliant.
I knew this, right? But I ran from this because it wasn't the narrative. It wasn't a narrative in my family. It wasn't a narrative on the streets. I ran from it. And in turn of me running from it, I ended up creating this whole other person that continuously lives inside of me every day. That I deal with. Yes.
Josh,
right?
you was a little boy.
And it was because I wasn't okay with being the different kid. I wasn't okay with being brilliant. I am okay with it now. I am okay with knowing that I am brilliant. Like I tell people, I humbly say that because it took me a lot. I've been through a lot to be able to say that about myself. So I humbly say, like, yo, I know that most of the rooms that I'm going to go in, I'm going to be the smartest, not because I'm better than them or I'm brighter than them, because I just worked harder.
Right.
I just worked harder. And I encourage everybody, just work harder. And it get hard, right? I got my days, I got my weeks even, right? Because I got shit. It is what it is, right? So, But I work through it now. I accept it. I deal with it. But I also have a therapist. Right. I also have a mentor.
Good.
I also have great men in my life who I could call, who call me, check up on me, yo, what's up, and we share that dialogue. So thank y'all so much for joining the show tonight. This was a dope show. Definitely. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Thank y'all so much. Please go share. I see you, Danielle. I love y'all. Holla at y'all. And this is it. Tune in next Thursday to WWJD. But before you get there, you got Kicking It with C's on Wednesdays at 7. Shout out to cmpradio.net. I love y'all. Holla at y'all.
Well done.
Scots and Maserati. Ha. I'm giving them hope. You giving them hell. You filling with pride. Do you send them to jail? I'll give them a dream, I said, and you'll never fail. Just don't ever lie, and don't ever tell. I'm giving them hope. You giving them hell. You filling with pride. Do you send them to jail? I'll give them a dream, I said, and you'll never fail. Just don't ever lie.